Hello and welcome to Breaking News. Live studio audience in the house.
I'm still not convinced that you're all not just being paid off by our producers to be here.
Speaking of conspiracy theories, our theme for tonight's episode is conspiracy theories.
But first, we've got some hard-hitting news for you all, so y'all ready for this?
Scientists have discovered an asteroid in space that contains $700 quintillion worth of platinum, iron, and gold. The only thing in the universe more valuable is the friends we made along the way.
According to a recorded conversation obtained by CNN, Rudy Giuliani is considering launching a podcast to provide analysis of the impeachment process amid public congressional hearings. This show will cover testimony, subpoenas, and the best ways to fill up after hours of obstructing justice using Blue Apron.
This past weekend, Donald Trump screened Todd Phillips' Joker at the White House for family and friends and was said to be a fan. Trump reportedly said he loved the film so much because he saw so much of himself in the protagonist, Thomas Wayne.
A puppy rescued in Missouri was named Narwhal because he has an extra tail in the middle of his forehead. That thing is adorable, but I swear I saw a little pee drip down his nose.
The NFL has suspended Browns player Myles Garrett after he slammed Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph with his own helmet. Timothy Younger, Rudolph's agent, said that what happened, quote, cannot be defended by reasonable minds. Fortunately for Garrett, due to head trauma, most football players don't have reasonable minds.
Drake was recently booed off the stage at a concert in Los Angeles after fans were expecting Frank Ocean to perform. Now, that may sound like a bunch of entitled Californians, but as I always say, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Popular retail store Five Below has announced that after 17 years, it will begin selling products above $5. This does not bode well for their sister store, only products that don't give you cancer.
Emerson College has announced that it will absorb Marlboro College this summer and receive its $40 million endowment. Said the smokers in the 2B alley, "You had me at Marlboro." Said the economically disadvantaged students at Emerson, "You had me at more money I'm never going to see." And said Jeffrey Epstein, "I was murdered."
Members of Disney Plus were greeted with a disclaimer that their older movies may have, quote, outdated cultural depictions. Ghost in the Shell came out in 2017, so that's not something they have to worry about.
The new subscription service garnered an impressive 10 million subscribers on the first day of its release. Even more impressive, the prison guards just forgetting to keep watch of the highest profile prisoner in America. I mean, come on, people, connect the dots.
Speaking of connecting the dots, for our next segment, we have some conspiracy theories from right here on Emerson's campus.
Do any of them have something to do with my room being haunted? Because I am pretty sure there's someone watching me through my vents.
What makes you think that?
I don't know. I just feel it. I'm pretty sure I saw a pair of eyes through my vent the other day.
Ugh. Wasn't that the day you ate the devil's lettuce and started hallucinating?
Devil's lettuce?
You know, the salad from the DH? Truly a work of Satan.
I don't think so, but someone should make a conspiracy theory about that.
Well, moving on, we have our conspiracy correspondent Shane with us today to talk about some of Emerson's biggest conspiracy theories.
Hello, my fellow conspirators. Our first Emerson conspiracy theory has to do with everyone's favorite topic, the sidewalk expansion.
Are they really expanding the sidewalk? When will Lee Pelton tell us the truth?
Some students have come to believe that Lee isn't really expanding the sidewalk, but rather expanding what's underneath it. Apparently, there's an underground cult for film students that's literally underground. And these students aren't just any students, they're lizard people.
Is that why all the VMA kids have such dead eyes?
No, that's just because they don't have the will to live.
You may be able to spot a lizard person film bro if you observe any of these following symptoms. beanies that the lizard students pull over their eyes, smoking cigarettes in the alley for warmth and clout, not complaining when they find bugs in the DH food, etc., etc.
But what does that have to do with Lee Pelton?
Tori, you blind fool. See, lizard people, Lee Pelton, LP. They have the same initials. He's clearly their leader. Why else would he be doing this completely unnecessary and incredibly disruptive project that eats all of our tuition money?
I don't know, for the betterment of the school?
The dining hall food is making you hallucinate, and he's worried about the size of the sidewalk. It makes no sense. Unless he's the leader of the underground VMA lizard people cult.
I wonder what they call themselves.
Iguana tell you all about Quentin Tarantino. I actually kind of believe this one. I mean, what other Emerson conspiracy theories are there?
I'm glad you asked. Rumor has it that the BCE major doesn't actually exist.
BCE? What does that even stand for?
Business of Creative Enterprises, and you just proved my point.
Coming up with a fake major must be a pretty creative enterprise.
Have you ever met a BCE major?
No, I didn't even know what that acronym meant.
Do you know anyone who knows anyone who's a BCE major?
No! So Maya, do you have a theory about your room being haunted, or was it really just the dining hall salad?
Well, hearing about all these other conspiracies has got me thinking, what if the real reason we renovated LB was to make it easier to spy on people? Like, why does Lee Pelton love construction projects so much?
I wonder what he's planning on doing with that school in Vermont we just bought.
They'll probably just put up a bunch of scaffolding and call it a day.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I have a theory. Maybe the financial aid people spy on us in our dorms to see if our education is worth more than another unnecessary construction project.
Or a movie theater for the private screenings of Shape of Water for the underground lizard people. I mean, they need common rooms too.
Well, that's all the Emerson conspiracy theories we have for today. If there are new and better hosts and writers after this next commercial break, the LP's got us.
See you soon, hopefully.
Alright, come back in 10 seconds. Ready, camera one. Camera one, get a wide shot of the entire thing, and in 3, 2, 1, take. Talent cue.
Welcome back to Emerson College. Emerson
Camera
trails
4, get a shot of the players coming across the court.
10 seconds left. Emerson trails by 1 point. As
Camera
the
2
team
close on the person
finishes their
shooting.
time. Thanks, Joe. With 10 seconds left, Emerson is hoping to pull away and score this victory.
Camera 1, gonna close the ball them over.
Emerson trails WPI 10 points. 10 seconds left. Emerson trails by 1 point. As the team finishes their timeout.
Camera 1, close up on number 33.
Thanks, Joe. With 10 seconds left, Emerson is hoping to pull away.
Follow the ball, follow the ball.
Hey, we're your roomies, your homies, your new living best.
We live here too.
Thanks.
Action.
Do you have any idea what time it is?
It's time.
7. Oh. 7? It would mean a lot to me if you guys watch.
Welcome back to Breaking News. After the several emails and calls he made to our producers, without us providing him any of our contact information, we were finally worn down enough to bring Jerry Fink Kendall, a local historian, onto our show to share his history.
Thank you for having me here. It's a very funny way of pronouncing my name, but I'm pleased to be here. I haven't been on TV in quite a while. Back in my day, it was still broadcast in black and white.
You know, Jerry, you look a lot like John F. Kennedy. It's a funny coincidence since you're a political historian, huh?
Well, I'm not sure we might have heard, but I am not Jerry. I am John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
Oh, you mean you impersonate him like a side gig?
Does being a historian not pay enough?
I haven't been paid since November 22nd, 1963.
You haven't been paid since the day JFK was assassinated?
Whoa, Maya, how did you know the exact date?
I just watch a lot of documentaries on the History Channel. That's all. It's not like I wait for the JFK documentaries to come on so I can stare at his beautiful face.
Right. So, what do you mean you haven't been paid since 1963? Obviously, you must have been, you're a historian.
I told you I am not a historian. I am the former President John F. Kennedy. And I have not been paid since then because I have been frozen for 26 years.
Frozen? Like Walt Disney?
Maya, you know we're not supposed to talk about that on air.
Right, okay. I love the Disney company. Disney is amazing and is in no way hiding Walt Disney's cryogenically frozen head. Please don't hurt us.
Anyway, this all started 56 years ago. I was not the most faithful husband to my wife, Jackie. For that, I am deeply regretful. But, Marilyn was very hard to resist. Anyway, when Jackie found out, she was very furious. I overheard her on the phone with the Soviet Premier Khrushchev. Together, they planned my assassination. She betrayed this country, calling up Russia to give them dirt on me. But me and the Secret Service did some planning of our own. And we hired an imposter to be in the motorcade. After I survived, I decided, because Jackie might be planning something else, I decided to stay in hiding with the help of the government. I stayed on as an advisor for many years until I came up with the idea of being cryogenically frozen so that the current U.S. president could unfreeze me in a time of need.
So you've been helping each president run the country this whole time?
Not exactly. Only since around 2008. You see, I decided I got tired of being an advisor, and I decided to try and get out amongst the American people. You see, I'm a very social person, and I missed it. But, Secret Service, I attempted to escape the White House, but I was recaptured. Only recently was I freed when the ice melted. You see, our current president should look into climate change.
Right. Okay, so your story is entertaining and all, but also sounds entirely false. How could you possibly be JFK? Does being frozen even work?
I mean, it did for Captain America.
Maya, that was a movie. It's fictional.
How dare you! Captain America is the realest, most amazing person I know. He's helped this country so much, and I will not let you devalue his name.
Captain America is as real as Santa.
Yeah? And?
Santa isn't real!
Yes, he is! When I was younger, my mom told me that my dad was asked by Santa to work in his toy shop at the North Pole. I mean, I haven't seen him since, but he works with Santa every day, and sometimes I get postcards from him with updates. I mean, it's funny. His handwriting looks a lot like my mom's.
Oh, we're sidetracking again. If you're really JFK, you gotta tell us something only he would know.
But if I know something only JFK would know, how would you be able to tell if I was telling the truth or not? You wouldn't know either.
I didn't think of that.
But I mean, Tori, look at the hair and those cheekbones. I mean, he really does look like JFK. I mean, what he's saying could be true.
I highly doubt there's a way that you can prove to us that you're really JFK and you've been frozen for 56 years.
Actually, I think I might be able to.
Was that there this whole time?
Oh my, what even is that?
You see this here, this is the frozen head of Mr. Walt Disney.
Oh!
We were kept in the same cryogenic freezing facility.
Oh!
Do you believe me now?
you know, I don't think I find JFK as attractive anymore.
You think? Get yourself and that head of yours out of our studio.
Oh, you're kicking the leader of the free world off your show?
You're not the president anymore. Goodbye.
Ich bin, I'm out of here. You know, I put a man on the moon, and if you give me the chance, I'll put you up there too.
Whoa. Oh my. Okay.
All right, speaking of being asked to leave, let's check out a fun segment featuring our very own disgraced writer and cast member, Noah Bender.
Hi, I'm Noah Bender with breaking news. The Emerson Channel higher-ups have informed me that my lack of effort in the writer's room has been described as pathetic and unprofessional at best. High praise if I do say so myself. So they've given me one last chance to prove my worth, and I've decided to go out with a bang. So, for this week's episode on conspiracies and urban legends, I'm embarking on my own quest for truth.
It looks like
the truest truth. Real truth. This is my redemption story.
Whatever.
This is the hunt for Bigfoot. Here I am in the beautiful Boston Common to begin my search for the mythical Bigfoot. You know, experts might say that he resides in the Pacific Northwest or Canada or isn't real at all. But the EPs didn't trust me with the show's travel budget because I'm apparently hard to work with.
Yeah, he just kind of shows up, tells everyone to shut their pie hole, craps on our ideas, and then pitches the same stupid thing every week.
The bullying gets a little out of hand. It's hurtful. Okay, so I had...
Boo! Boo! You suck! Boo!
He really wants to do this expose on wealth inequality, so he just like demands $20 from everyone, and it's like, God, dear God, I need cash. I need cash. That's all he says. I need cash.
And then there was the time he got in trouble with the loan sharks.
I just need cash, you guys. I mean, please.
They say that your reality changes shape when you view things from a different viewpoint of viewing. I believe Confucius said that on his own search for higher learning in the Sasquatch. Follow me. Oh, look, a genuine Bigfoot print. See all the lines of battle and fatigue. So authentic, huh? Right.
Just start clapping before the shots. We need to be able to line
I'll
up
start the
the
shot
audience.
how I want to start the shot, okay? Can you?
Okay. But it's just you have to clap.
You know, I don't have to
You
do
can't line
anything.
it
I
up.
think it's my video, okay? So I think I can do whatever I want, right? Okay, let's
Okay.
begin. All right, you got all that right? You can see, so you can see that I'm the professional one. All right, let's begin. Hey, so I'm kind of striking out with this Bigfoot thing. Can you come over and help me out for a second? Yeah, no, be real quick. Yeah, yes, of course. I'll give you money. I'll give you cash. Okay, great. All right, cool. Bye. Hey, don't film this. Stop. Go away. Hey, go away. Over here. Oh, good. Oh, look. See, now we have our mythical Bigfoot. You notice his piercing nose and his brown scruffy fur and ooh, that smell. Ooh, we might roar at it. Ah! Hey, shut up. It's a Bigfoot! Ah! We did it! Ha ha!
Noah, what is going on, man? This has been ridiculous. I don't know what to say. It's beyond me how you can think what you're doing here is okay. You've been a complete disaster. There's been nothing in your behavior that exemplifies a professional or a person who should be working in any sort of context with others, with other people, with functioning adults. I truthfully don't understand how you were hired in the past. You were hired because of these look. No, I'm sick of been an absolute and complete and utter show, okay? I'm tired of it, we're done with it, and you're gone, buddy. Sorry, that's it.
Welcome back. One community that has been negatively impacted by conspiracies is Emerson College's very own Greek life scene.
Here to talk about the harmful misconceptions surrounding frat culture is our party correspondent, Aiden Leary.
What up, breaking news? Fire Papaya, what's up?
Oh, hey.
Statutory, what up, baby?
Weird start, but anyway, you're here to talk about frat culture?
Yeah, yeah, brother. There's mad misconceptions about what me and the bros are up to behind closed doors, you know what I mean?
Well, I think some of that comes from the fact that you're not allowed to talk about it.
That's the point, yo. The mystery is what makes it bad. What happens in the frat stays in the frat, you know what I mean?
Okay, but what happens in the frat is often what makes the news for being pretty problematic.
It's not all keg stands and disrespecting women. Boys and I, we just got back from the nature retreat last week.
Oh, that sounds kind of cute. Are you able to tell us anything about it?
Can't really say much, but the Harmony Potion, that was fire, bro.
Harmony Potion?
Yeah, it's pretty standard stuff, you know? It's to connect us all together through the mind and the body, you know?
Did it work?
For sure. Anyway, but that was followed by the rabbit skinning, which went pretty well, I would say.
Rabbit skinning?
It wasn't rabbits, it was actually a person.
What?
Well, it's not skin, it's hair, you know? So what happens is we take the hair of all the freshmen and we throw it into a big hair stew. Then we take that stew and we serve it to them, and they have to guess who's eating that hair. And the loser has to sleep in the blood pit.
Excuse me? The blood pit?
Chill, bro. It's not as bad as it sounds. You ever seen Stranger Things? The sensory deprivation tank? It's that, but with blood.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's their own blood, so it's sterile. You know?
What kind of frat is this?
It's just a brotherhood of bros, man, you know?
Aiden, I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like you're in a cult.
You see, this is why we don't tell people about what we do. It's because of closed-minded people like you.
She's not being close-minded. You're describing some really messed up stuff.
Thank you.
Whatever, man. I gotta go to Tufts anyway. We gotta steal some supplies for the life ceremony.
Supplies? Life ceremony?
Yeah, so basically we borrow some newborn babies. I mean, only like 3 or 4 of them. Only like 3 or 4 of them from the hospital. We bring them to the 2B penthouse, right? For baby fight night.
So that's what goes on in the 2B penthouse.
Wait. So, do the babies fight each other, or do you fight the babies?
Do you really think that we're monsters? I mean, This is what happens. We summon the mosh god, and he's like, let the wild rumpus start. And then he brings his celestial homies with the real limbs and stuff, and then we just rage all night until the babies grow wings and like the wings that they've grown from their own religion and stuff. And it's so cool, man.
I am somehow even more confused than before. So you're moshing with the babies?
You would focus on that one thing now, wouldn't you? You know what? I'm out of here.
Wait, this is definitely a cult, and not to mention a severe violation of SGA policy.
You're right. We need to report this. What's the name of this frat?
Zeta?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
That does sound like Zeta.
Yeah. Never mind. That adds up.
Yeah, party correspondent Aiden Leary, everyone.
Wait. Did I leave my flash drive here somewhere?
I can't.
Go away.
Well, that was disturbing.
You're right. He is kind of cute.
What?
Moving on. 50 years ago, humanity made one giant leap by putting a man on the moon, changing history forever. Such an important event, of course, attracted no shortage of conspiracy theories. The most famous, perhaps, is the belief that famed director Stanley Kubrick helped to fake it in an elaborate hoax. Here to discuss these theories is Breaking News resident film critic and historian, Peter Finn.
Hello, Maya. Hello, Tori. It's wonderful to be here.
Oh, of course. So, tell us, Peter, tell us a little bit about these moon landing theories.
Yes, why do people choose to believe the moon landing didn't happen despite strong evidence to the contrary?
Well, this issue is a lot more complicated than people realize.
Would you care to elaborate?
Oh, of course. I love the moon landing. It's one of my favorite movies. But all of these people nowadays theorizing that it actually happened, well, it's just a bit silly, isn't it?
Peter.
Are you saying that the moon landing never happened?
You two are fans as well, I see. Look, this is a very common thing for inexperienced cinephiles. Back when I was a child, I swore my favorite movie, Voyage to the Invisible Planet, was real too. But as I got older, I realized it was nothing more than a little movie magic.
But Peter, the moon landing is more than just a movie.
Yeah, it's a documented historical event.
Yeah, of course it is. Aren't all great works of fiction a historical event in their own way? The moon landing is a timeless masterpiece. The classic story of three men who came from nothing, defying all odds to walk on the face of that heavenly body, the moon. Reminiscent of Méliès? Sure. But the moon landing goes above and beyond all previous works of science fiction. Its technical mastery of the genre is something that is yet to be paralleled by.
So what? The moon landing was just an elaborate hoax pulled off by Stanley Kubrick?
Well, Kubrick was attached, but only as an executive producer. He just threw money at it to get the whole thing off the ground, you know?
So you really just think the moon landing was nothing more than a bunch of special effects?
Well, the effects were a big part of it, of course, but they haven't aged particularly well, in all honesty. What really makes this film so timeless was the filmmakers' dedication to their craft. I mean, just the decision to shoot on location alone, it's so much more ambitious than anything that had been done in the sci-fi genre before.
On location? Peter, where do you think they filmed it?
The moon, of course.
Buddy, what are you trying to say here? You've been telling us this entire time that they never went to the moon, and now you're arguing that they did?
No, I never said that. Of course they went to the moon. Where else do you think they would have filmed the moon landing? A soundstage or something? That's
But that doesn't make any sense. Why would they send an entire film crew to the moon when they could have just sent a few guys?
Well, don't be so ignorant, Tori. We both know that what it takes to make a movie is more than just 3 people. I mean, look at the TV crew just around here. Who do you think held the camera on the moon? Who do you think put up the lights, applied the makeup?
Makeup? They were wearing helmets!
In the world of cinema, it's the little things that matter. Those helmets took an entire VFX makeup team to assemble. You see, the actors were very particular about only using the spacesuits that made them look good. You may weigh 80% less on the moon, but the camera still adds 10 pounds.
So you're saying that Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin are just characters, and the first person on the moon was an actor?
Of course not. It was a location scout. The studio sent up an entire team ahead to several potential locations: Mars, Venus, Vancouver. But in the end, the moon was just the most realistic.
Oh my God. Neil Armstrong used to be my childhood hero, but now you're telling me it was all a lie?
There, Maya. If the moon landing is real in your heart, then it's real. That's the power of movies. They can take us to fantastical locations and show us things that could never happen in real life. But if we believe hard enough, they can still inspire us.
Well, that's cute, but also, like, kind of wrong. Like, very wrong.
Yeah. The problem with conspiracy theories is that they're motivated by what people want to believe instead of by what people actually is true.
It's important that we as consumers of news always check our sources for credibility instead of just looking for headlines that confirm our biases.
Sure. Lizard people or the Illuminati may be a convenient boogeyman to explain away all the injustices in the world, but it's all a lot more complicated than that.
Everyone, quick! The lizard people have invaded the breaking news studio. We need to get out of here!
Oh my God!
Ha, chumps. Looks like it's my show now, baby. Looks like we're about out of time, folks. If you all look under your seats, you'll see that you've all been given free tickets to Baby Fight Night. Baby Fight Night! Baby Fight Night! Baby Fight Night! You guys are the best! Tune in next time for another exciting episode of Breaking News. Same breaking time, same breaking channel. Baby Fight Night!